Hi everybody, welcome to Granite School District. My name is Ryan Wells, and as Teacher of the Year 2020, I've been asked to share some words of wisdom with you all. I hope what I have to say can be of value. I've decided to take us for a walk in the park and give us a top 10 list, top 10 recommendations for how to best start the school year and for things to keep in mind as we engage in this challenging and complicated year. Number one, have fun. If you're not having fun, your students won't be having fun either. Spice things up, do something exciting, have a rap battle, do a class debate, walk your class outside, bring art, bring music, bring movement into the classroom. That's the kind of thing students like. Number two, build positive relationships with your students. Get to know them on a personal level. Let them get to know you. I think of the Maya Angelou quote. She said something along the lines of, I've learned that many people forget what you said, forget what you did, but rarely forget how you made them feel. So think of that and try to implement that and really build strong relationships with your students. Number three, become an expert at OTRs. What do OTRs mean? Opportunities to respond. Physical, reading, written, and oral. I know that's gonna be crazy with Corona, like how much movement is allowed, but if we weren't thinking about that, you want your kids up, moving around, engaging with one another, having lots of opportunities to respond every minute through listening, through writing, through reading, through interaction, through constant engagement, constant conversation. How many OTRs can we do? Number four, set your expectations high for your students. If you set expectations high, students will meet them. No one likes a boring teacher where expectations are low. Remember, we need to increase the level of rigor in our classrooms. Does that mean giving them more homework? No, it means guiding them through Costa's levels of inquiry, meaning how do they gather? How do they process? How do they apply and create? What does that look like in the classroom? Number five, never stop learning. Figure out how you like to learn and engage in that process frequently. I love to read. I love audiobooks. I love podcasts. If I may make 3 recommendations for books, that's what I'll do. Actually, first one's a podcast. If you haven't heard of the website or podcast, Cult of Pedagogy, write it down. She comes out with weekly podcasts and good conversations about education that can keep us fresh. 2, Teach Like a Pirate. That's a book. Sounds a little bit funky, but if you haven't read it, pick up a copy. That has inspired me in multiple ways. And 3, Culturally Responsive Teaching and the Brain. I read that this summer and it really transformed the way I'm thinking about education. Number 6, take advantage of the resources you have available. If you have not yet bookmarked GraniteTeacherSupport.com, do so immediately. That site is incredible. If you click on new teachers, it has a plethora of resources that could help you solve any question you may have. Second, in regard to that, take advantage of your mentors at your school. They are there to help you. They are experts in their craft. Use them. If you have a coach at your school, do the same. Do a coaching cycle. Engage in those practices that will help you refine your craft and be an excellent educator. Number 7. Take a deep dive into culturally responsive teaching. What does that mean? Our district is extremely diverse. There's a good chance that you're going to be interacting with students that are a lot different than you on a regular basis. There's a great resource. It's called educationnorthwest.org/culturally responsive teaching, or if you just plug those words into Google, you'll get this like 20-page comprehensive research-based document that will walk you through the key tenets of culturally responsive teaching, and if meditated on, can really transform one's craft. So I highly recommend that you do that. Number 8, if you are not familiar with Avid's Wicker strategies, get familiar. If you're not familiar with Avid, it's an amazing site. Stands for Advancement via Individual Determination, and many schools have adopted its programs. Wicker is a strategy of engagement that they use to promote writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading. Look up online. You'll find tons of strategies to incorporate those things into your craft, and I highly recommend it. Number 9, journal, document, and reflect. Especially if you're a brand new teacher, when you come up with new great lesson plans, reflect on them. If they worked really well, save the material, organize it, keep a journal on what you did every day and how it went, what you want to change in the following years. That reflection and journaling can be key as you refine your craft over the years. Number 10, last but not least, this is probably the most important one on the list. Pursue excellence through equity. Become familiar with what equity is and how you can engage with it every single day in your classroom. Right now, in the turmoil of George Floyd's death and the current momentum of the Black Lives Matter movement, we need to really strive to help kids feel comfortable in class and seen and validated and heard. And we can do that with a focus on equity. I highly recommend a resource by Dr. Pedro Noguera that you can find online that is called 10 Ways to Pursue Excellence Through Equity. I highly recommend that people find that resource, print it out, and post it on their classroom wall as a reminder of how we can truly pursue excellence through equity. Well, those are my 10 recommendations. Thank you so much for your time. I hope I didn't make you too dizzy walking through the park. Please, if you have any questions about anything I've mentioned, reach out. I teach at Taylorsville High School. My name is Ryan Wells. You can reach me at rjwells@graniteschools.org, and I would be happy to expound on any of the things that I've mentioned. I wish you the very best. Granite District is awesome, and you're in good hands. So even though we're going to be masked and it's going to be kind of a wild ride, I'm confident that we'll be able to continue making an important difference in the lives of all of the students we teach. So nice to meet you. Please reach out. Hope we can be friends.